Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about some more positive news recently released around Tesla stock. So as I'm recording this, it's currently about 6 a.m. in the morning on September 23rd, the day after Battery Day. And so as you can see currently, we had a pretty rough day yesterday in terms of the Tesla share price. I lost around 5.54%. That's around a $9,000 loss for the normal market hours with Tesla. And then for the after hours as well, currently, we are at minus 5.34%. So almost as big of a drop as yesterday's normal market hours. And I'm currently down another $8,245.75. So in total, that includes me being down around $17,417.46. But as you all know that are familiar with my channel, this is simply business as usual, and this is nothing more than a buying opportunity for me. And I'm actually getting pretty excited about the share price going down a little bit because I want to put some more cash into Tesla stock and buy a few more shares. So with this video, I really want to emphasize that what we saw yesterday and today especially as like a reaction to Battery Day, we finally saw the result of what investors would choose to do with the stock after we got all of this information. And so this is one of the perfect examples of why you can never really count on positive information or positive news resulting in growth of a share price for a company. And I've emphasized this in previous news videos on my channel. And so I just want to make that point that even though sometimes you may have good news release about a company or a stock in the stock market, it doesn't always mean that that stock price will go up in value. That consistent correlation does not always exist. And when we don't see these things happen, it can honestly give you that chance to question whether you are seeing an opportunity in the market, where if the market reacts negatively to something that you think is actually a good thing, then technically isn't that an opportunity? And so that's what I look at today as an opportunity with Tesla stock being down over 10%, because I think given the information that was released yesterday on Battery Day, a lot of huge information that we will be discussing in this news video, but I think with that information released, it's actually just good news that should be forward looking for the future of Tesla, especially in the long term, as we get this roadmap laid out for us investors and those that are simply interested. So I just want to make that point that this is just one of those exact examples that I'm referring to when I say that good news doesn't always equal to a positive movement in the share price or whatever stock you're interested in. So in this video, we're just going to be discussing a few different news pieces regarding the announcements on Battery Day. So this is going to include me talking about a few of the major announcements, some of the things that I found important, and then also just a heads up ahead of time, when it comes to like the really specific details about the batteries, I highly recommend you all just watching Battery Day for yourselves, because I can't name off every specific detail like out of all of the 5 changes and things like that, but I understand the basics, and you know, I understood it while watching it, but I can't remember every single thing off the top of my head. But anyways, as always, if you do enjoy these Tesla videos, please make sure to smash that like button. But just getting into this content for today, we've already addressed the share price and the movements right now, so I want to talk about one of the first major news pieces of this Battery Day reveal event. Now, the first one that I'm discussing isn't the most major one out of the news event, but it's one where we can actually go to the website and check it out. So this is all about the Plaid Model S, and I wanted to start out with this one because we can actually go to the Tesla website and actually look at it. So let's go ahead and check this out on the website, and then I'll proceed to talk about it a little bit further. So starting out, this is the homepage that we see on the Tesla website. You have all the vehicles in their ironic order with the spelling, and then so we have the Model S starting out. So if we click on the Model S, we see this page right here. It says the range is 402 miles. You know, it talks about the storage and the 0 to 60 time of 2.3. However, if we click order now, we can actually see the different options. So I'm going to adjust it based on the actual purchase price and not potential savings. I want to see how much it directly costs, how much you would actually have to pay. So we have the long range plus option, and keep in mind both the long range plus and performance are within the dual motor all-wheel drive category. So long range plus is at $74,990, and that is a 0 to 60 time of 3.7 seconds, top speed of 155 miles per hour, and a range estimate of 402 miles. And so for performance, we have it costing $94,990, and we have a 0 to 60 time of 2.3 seconds, seconds, a top speed of 163 miles per hour, and then a 348 mileage range. And then finally, we have the new one, which was announced on Battery Day, which is actually tri-motor all-wheel drive in comparison to dual-motor all-wheel drive, which is what has been available previously. So we have the Model S Plaid, and this costs $139,990. And so this has a 0 to 60 time in less than 2 seconds, a top speed of 200 miles per hour, and a 520 plus mile range estimate. So this is a huge increase based on the previous models. We have a really significant top speed, a great 0 to 60 time, and then a really impressive mileage range. This is even higher than the mileage range for the maxed out tri-motor Cybertruck, which is a 500 mile range. So I love the mileage range on this. I love the top speed. I love the 0 to 60 time. But as we all know, it's pretty expensive at around $140,000. I think that's actually kind of comparable to the Lucid Air Grand Touring. I think we discussed like a price chart for like the estimated cost per mile capacity, and the Lucid Air Grand Touring was comparable to the Cybertruck, but it was a lot more expensive with similar mileage around that 500 mile range. So this could actually be a pretty big competitor to those that are considering the Lucid Air Grand Touring, because I think it costs $139,000 as well, and I think the mileage range estimates are similar as well. So this could actually be a direct competitor to that. And so as it says right here, the only thing beyond ludicrous is Plaid, and it says Model S Plaid includes quickest 0 to 60 miles per hour and quarter mile acceleration of any production car ever, which that is absolutely huge in itself. Acceleration from 0 to 60 miles per hour, less than 2 seconds. So keep in mind, Tesla does like to improve and beat their milestones. So they are noting less than 2 seconds, not exactly 2 seconds, less than. So we could see an even bigger improvement on this in the future. And so it says a quarter mile in less than 9 seconds, 1100 plus horsepower, and of course that it's tri-motor all-wheel drive. And another key detail being that it is beginning in late 2021. So I love the fact that they actually announced this, and you could actually go and look at it on the website as soon as they announced it. I really love just looking at the different models of the Teslas they have on the website, especially like when I'm looking at the Cybertruck and the Roadster and just seeing the different options. It really gives you a lot of context as to what you would be looking at as a potential customer and how much value you're getting for your money. So of course, the Plaid Model S is definitely an expensive vehicle at $140K, definitely not a cheap one, but that is a pretty nice car with some really amazing details for a production vehicle. And so just addressing another contrasting news piece in the sense of a price tag for a Tesla vehicle, we actually had the announcement that Tesla will be producing a car that is around $25,000. And keep in mind, even with a Tesla being at $25,000, not only will it be as cheap as like a Toyota Camry that is an internal combustion engine, but it's also going to be much cheaper in the long term, in the sense that it's just a lot cheaper long term for EVs. Even if you buy like a Model 3 right now, it's still cheaper in terms of like the long term and maintenance fees and all of the things like that if you buy a Model 3 over like a Toyota Camry. They've already done the math on that. So just imagine once the pure price tag is leveled down to around $25K, where it's really competitive, not only in a long-term level, but basically just straight up off of the price tag. So that's definitely a huge promise as well. A Tesla vehicle at around $25,000, and I think a lot of people are going to be interested in one at that price tag. I think that price tag right there is really what is going to help Tesla reach their goal of transitioning the world to sustainable energy, because it's all about the money for a lot of people. People can't afford to, engage in, using renewable energy if they just can't simply afford the vehicle. So if Tesla really wants to accelerate this transition, as they've said in the past and as Elon Musk has emphasized, the thing that really bothers him is that they want to make Teslas more affordable. And at this price tag right now, it's just not affordable for everyone. So if they really want to accelerate this transition, for one thing, they need to make EVs be just efficient and effective and have good performance, similar to an internal combustion engine vehicle, which is something they've been able to do so far. Now what matters is driving the cost down to make it affordable and comparable to what you could purchase right now for around $25,000. And so they're working on that, and the reason that they're going to be able to do that is because of the new battery technology and the new architecture, because they're creating their own battery cells and planning to mass produce those by around 2022 or 2023. And so that's going to be huge in itself. Like I said, if you want all of the major details about that, please check out the Battery Day event and watch it for yourself. I know that some of the details go super in depth and possibly go over some people's heads, but it's definitely a lot of valuable information in that recorded event. So I really recommend checking that out. And like I said, I can't go into all of the details on the battery here, but there were 5 main improvements. And then we also heard about them using silicon, in which the good thing about that is that it's very available. There's going to be no issue in terms of a supply. And then we also know that the size of the battery is different. They're improving their production lines, in which they can produce the batteries at a really fast rate, I think 7 times the rate. And so they actually referenced like the production lines of bottles for sodas and printing production lines in the past. So they looked back on those to try to come up with the ideas of how they could revolutionize a battery production line to where they can get basically maximum production possible. That's something they can still continue to improve on in the future, but all of this is very important in the sense that the improvements on batteries are going to help them create much cheaper vehicles in the future that are also more efficient in terms of range and power, which is huge. They also discussed how they're using the design of the new batteries to their advantage, in which they used the comparison in the past of how planes used to have to carry their fuel as cargo, but then they started to use it as like just the structure of the actual plane, and that's kind of what they're doing with the batteries as well. So that was a great example that I thought that explained things pretty well in terms of the battery structure and how it's going to hold up the vehicle and where it's going to be located and how that relates to handling and things like that. So anyways, a bunch of different big pieces of information released today. This is probably the biggest news that we have gotten for Tesla in such a long time, and I love the fact that they are giving us this information early. I know that some people have been a little bit frustrated or complaining because of the fact that they're announcing these things so early, like 2 to 3 years ahead of time, but that gets me excited because I love the fact that Tesla has this clarity on their long-term perspective on the company, what they're planning on doing, and how they're going to engage in more growth year over year with this company, and an explanation of how they're going to do that. And at this point, it's necessary for them to have really high production on these new batteries, because that's what's going to drive the cost down even further. As they even said, they kind of got to a plateau point where the reduction in the cost of batteries wasn't really becoming that impressive as they continue with research and development. So by creating these totally new battery cells, this is where they get the advantage in cost. This is where they get the advantage in increase in power and mileage range and things like that. So this information was absolutely huge. The market reacted negatively to it just because I think some people were trying to trade short term on this event and make some short-term money. And then also I think this just went over some people's heads as well. But anyways, please make sure to smash that like button if you enjoyed this video, and also feel free to check out Robinhood and Webull in the description below. If you sign up with my referral link, you'll get some free stocks, and especially with Webull right now, you can get a free stock valued up to $1,400, and all you have to do is sign up with my link and deposit $100 into your account. Keep in mind, you can take that $100 right back out of your account after you get your free stock, so it's basically nice passive income with minimum effort. Just want to let you all know about that, but hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.